Did you know that in the original anime, between C2, Colin, and Shirley, Lelouch only officially dates one of them? After Cupid Day in Season 2, Episode 12, Lelouch and Shirley are shown together as a couple. Lelouch then makes this official during the epilogue of that same episode by commenting on his plans for future dates. There's even a part in Season 2, Episode 13, where Lelouch in a lighthearted expression shows he doesn't mind Shirley hanging out with Saku even though they are dating. You might have remembered that, but here's something disturbing that she didn't. At the end of Season 1, Episode 14, Lelouch during the epilogue contemplated killing Shirley to resolve the situation with her. Lelouch believes he didn't do it because he was weak. There are of course other reasons why he may not have done it, including his feelings for Shirley, but either way, good thing Shirley didn't know about this. Welcome everyone, today we are going over 20 things in Code Geass that you might have missed. Let's continue on now with number 3. Everyone is so preoccupied with the carriage scene from the series finale that they don't notice a big reveal that happened earlier in the episode. During the series ending montage, you can see photos from Ogi's wedding, and if you look closely at the main one, Shinkei isn't in it, revealing that Shinkei died sometime after the events of Season 2. This was confirmed in the film Resurrection, which I know was technically a different universe. Zero's costume is quite iconic in the series, but do you know what was Lelouch's inspiration behind its design? In Season 1, Episode 7, during the flashback where Lelouch confronts Charles about his mother's death, you can see him wearing a cape alongside his outfit. Now, this is just speculation, but I'm guessing that was his inspiration to make the Zero costume, at least the cape part. Dalton takes out Cornelia's nightmare frame in Season 1, Episode 24. Cornelia survived the encounter but ends up with a broken arm, an injury that takes most of Season 2 to heal. But if you look at the wreckage, it's easy to spot a parallel between Cornelia and her Gloucester. Both of them had damage in the same arm. The Gloucester's was completely destroyed. In opposite reflection, Cornelia, who becomes Nereus, also wore a same covering as her nightmare frame when she helped out Orpheus. It's almost like the two share an actual bond like an anime with living mecha. Colin kisses Lelouch in Season 2, Episode 22 as a last resort to try to get through to him. Lelouch couldn't break character to answer her question what he meant by "you have to live." You probably didn't realize that was actually Colin's first kiss. In Season 1, Episode 6, Colin says the following:
"There's no way that's how I'm gonna get my first kiss!"
It's too bad Lelouch couldn't answer her question, but Colin figures out later on what the reason was when writing her poem. You have 3 seconds to guess the tallest person in Code Geass. Well, after looking at the official stats, Andreas Dalton is the tallest character, followed by Charles, then Schneisel. Charles is listed in the wiki as 6'6", and Schneisel as 6'7", which contradicts the chart, so I don't know how accurate it is. I don't know if Dalton is over 6 feet 8 inches tall. But even if he were, that still wouldn't make him the tallest character, for that honor belongs to Knight of One, Bismarck Waldstein, who stands at 7 feet tall. And here's the proof. Look at this snapshot from Season 2, Episode 21, with 4 members of the Knights of the Round standing next to each other. Bismarck clearly is significantly taller than all of them. For perspective, Gino is 6 feet 4 inches tall, and Bismarck looks to be at least a head taller than him, which would give him 6 inches on Gino, which is how we know he is over 7 feet tall. I guess he's Knight of One in more ways than one. Also, according to this chart, C2 is taller than Colin, but not by much, and also looks like C2 and Lelouch are close in height. Since C2 isn't much shorter than Lelouch, the two can switch being Zero without anyone noticing, which is why it's never been a problem. Speaking of Schneisel, did you know that he might be in a romantic relationship with Canon Maldini? In Season 2, Episode 9, Canon jokes with Lloyd and Millie that his working relationship with Schneisel was both private and public. After Millie's expression, he says it was a joke, but according to this official art, it most certainly is not a joke. So this couple is most likely canon. During the conquest of China in Season 2, Episode 13, Lelouch reveals his chart that rates all main members of the Black Knights. It only appeared in this one episode, making it easy to miss. Obvious takeaways is that Lelouch values Todo, Kage, and Rakshada the most. Nagisa and Asahina had the lowest loyalty score, which makes sense. Although Tamagi's loyalty score should have been a little higher, it is hilarious how low Tamagi ranks in every category. I think Lelouch undervalues Colin's intelligence with his current rating, and it's lucky for him that Colin never saw this chart. Saiko was working for the Black Knights since Season 1, Episode 21, where Detail revealed her as his secret agent. Even as a member of the Black Knights and someone being close to Lelouch, Saiko didn't learn Zero's identity until Season 2, Episode 8, when Lelouch takes off his helmet on Hori Island. It was just the two of them on that island, making it safe to do so. I love her expression when learning the truth. Speaking of smiling, C2 doesn't do that in intros 1 through 6, and I am including the variation intros in this list. In intros 1 and 2, Colors, she cries and looks upset. In intros 3 and 4, Kaido Funuo, she looks pissed off in this mugshot and has a weird expression later on when we see her at the Sword of Akasha. Intro 5 for season 1, episode 24 and 25 just has one still, and again she's not smiling. During intro 6, it appears that she might have been smiling in the beginning and was sort of smiling at the end, but by intro 7 we for sure see C2 smiling, once during the compilation of characters and then towards the end, and unlike before they don't cut away. The intro starts playing during the second half of season 2, which is where Lelouch helped her find the happiness long lost to the vastness of time, and that's the reason behind her smile in this intro. It's incredible that if you pay attention to little details just like this, you can experience C2's growth throughout the series. Real quick, before continuing on, if you're enjoying this video, please leave a like and let me know in the comments below which of the current items you did not know about before watching this video. Now let's get back to the action. So if C2 didn't have an official title in the Black Knights, what did everyone think her role was? Well, according to Tamaki, they all saw her as Zero's mistress. Kage even thanked C2 for keeping Zero company and taking care of his needs, if you know what I mean. Tamaki even joked in season 2 episode 16 that Zero got C2 pregnant. I think it's funny that both the fan base and the characters themselves assumed the two of them were doing it. C2 is responsible for narrating the opening monologues that start many episodes, in case you didn't know. But from season 2 episode 16 onward, she no longer does. And do you know why? Because at the end of season 2 episode 15, C2 sealed most of her memories away, leaving just the one from when she was a slave. So obviously C2 can't narrate if she only has the memories from when she was a slave. This implies that C2 narrates the events as they happen instead of reflecting on them. To fill the void, Lelouch narrates the monologues from season 2 episode 16 to episode 18. There's no opening monologue for season 2 episode 19, and Zaku delivers the opening monologue for season 2 episode 20, which would be the last one. Natalie might have lost her vision, but that didn't ruin her memory or art skills. In season 1 episode 17, while she talks to Suzaku, Natalie's able to draw Ares Villa on her sketchboard. Considering how important Ares Villa was to Natalie, it's no surprise that she could recreate it from memory. Natalie isn't the only artist in the family. In season 1 episode 6, Yuffie looked at the art piece that Clovis painted before Lelouch killed him. Clovis also designed sexy swimsuits that Yuffie wanted Cornelia to wear. I'm not sure if he designed them specifically for his sisters though. He might be a hell of an artist, but he's still an awful human being. Speaking of awful human beings, do you remember Minami? He was one of the founding members of the Black Knights, a capable soldier and leader, and like most of you, attracted to women. But there's a problem. He has, let's just call it a specific type that most would find repulsive. When he sees Nelly in season 2 episode 6, he blushes, and he also blushes around Kaguya. I won't say anymore, but you already know. If Lelouch found out about this, then Caesar would have a new member. The 6th House of Kyoto belonged to the 6 wealthiest families in Japan. In secret, they supported many Japanese resistance groups, including the Black Knights. By season 1, episode 23, Lelouch gained control of all 6 houses, following the Saz massacre. But what happened to them in season 2? Kaguya and Suzaku discussed their fate in season 2, episode 9. Where Suzaku states that they were executed. They only mention it once during the season, which was here, and we don't see any footage of it, so it's understandable if you missed it. Colin ejected her Glasgow's arm during her battle against Jeremiah, leaving her to fight the rest of the battle without it. But there's a mistake in season 1 episode 2 where you can see the Glasgow with both arms. In the next scene, you can see there's only one arm. I'm assuming that since this error only lasts for a few seconds, it wasn't worth fixing. The Knights of the Realm were shafted in season 2, with most of the screen time going to Anya, Gino, and Suzaku. Bradley and Bismarck got at least a few episodes to do stuff, and we at least see Monica and Nod a few times. But that doesn't compare to Dorothea Ernst, who you probably don't remember, because she only appeared in season 2 episode 22, and then Suzaku killed her in that same episode, making that her one and only appearance in the anime. It's great that they have given us more time with this character in manga, films, and video games, but that doesn't excuse their horrible treatment of this beautiful woman. During the final battle against Schneizel, we see Cornelia in the hospital recovering from Schneizel's failed attempt to kill her, and sitting right beside her is Guilford. The two finally have their long-awaited reunion. In the original anime, the last time Cornelia and Guilford interacted was during the battle of Tokyo 2 in season 1 episode 24, where Guilford fights Toto so Cornelia can escape, and it's during that time that she gave him one order.
So be it. Then Guilford, your orders are to come back alive, my knight.
Yes, your highness, I will return!
and despite the Flea warhead, Guilford was finally able to obey it. I'm glad these two got a happy end. There are way more things just like this that you might have missed. If you want a part 2 or a similar style list, then make sure to like and share the video. Let me know which things you did miss on your viewing of Code Geass, and don't forget to subscribe for more awesome Code Geass content.